A prominent presence on the football field at Troy in the 1960s, Max Howell played for the then Red Wave in 1961 and 1962 before serving as an assistant coach under Troy Sports Hall of Fame head coach Billy Atkins on the 1968 NAIA National Championship team. A Prattville, Alabama native, Howell moved into the high school coaching ranks following his time at Troy, where he coached future NFL Hall of Fame running back Emmitt Smith at Escambia High School in Florida. Howell eventually moved into the collegiate ranks, where he coached with Bobby Bowden at Florida State from 1987 to 1988, and then served as the recruiting coordinator under Billy Brewer at Ole Miss from 1989 to 1990. Following his coaching career, Howell became an influential member of the sports media community, where he is best known as the host of multiple syndicated sports radio programs across the South. He is actively involved in sports media, writing for sports publications and internet sites.
My whole family have been sports fans. My dad was from North Alabama, just outside Tuscaloosa, and avid Alabama fan. On my mom's side, my granddad was the first licensed veterinarian in the state of Alabama, so they gravitated to Auburn more than anything else. And I knew early in my life that I was going to be involved in sports. I learned to read from a sports page. I learned to figure batting averages, talking to my dad, and it was just a sports-oriented family. I was coached by a Troy graduate. Chase Riddle was a baseball coach here, Hall of Famer. His brother coached me in high school, Ed, in Prattville, Alabama. So I kind of grew up with that Troy background, but I didn't sign with him out of high school. I actually went to Auburn the first year, and knew then that I wanted to coach, I wanted to play some more. So I transferred in 1960 to Troy, and had a chance to play early, and did, and ended up having a good career. Of course, I credit a lot of that to my roommate. My roommate went in the Hall of Fame last year, John Fairclough. My career goals met what Troy had, and it was a match. And I think I was so immature when I finished high school that I just didn't see that at that time. And I was getting some pressure from families and other friends to do the same thing. So that came about in 1960. And so I stayed here 60 and 61 season. And I made friends here and carried those friendships all the way through. After I left Troy and after I came back into coaching, both at Florida State and Ole Miss, I worked on the field and in a recruiting office. And at Ole Miss, I was the recruiting coordinator. So I went back and capitalized on all those friendships I had made from Troy that were high school coaches all over the Southeast. They hired Billy Atkins. Dr. Ralph Adams hired Billy Atkins. Well, as soon as I saw that, I knew what Billy's credentials were. I'd been at Auburn, and I knew all about his career at Auburn in the NFL. I wanted to coach, and I wanted to coach with him. That we beat people from our system. We could do things. Billy actually built the game plan, but I called the offensive plays with Sim. So we'd be scoring 40, 50 points, throwing the ball, and Billy say, quit running the score up. And I'd call timeout and go out there, and he'd say, Coach, those coaches are hollering at us about running illegal formations. I said, it's not illegal. I always had a rule book in my pocket. Decided I'd had enough. I'd had 32 years, so I decided to get into the radio business at that time. And I was, very fortunate. First on-air sports talk guy in Atlanta, Georgia. First regional sports talk guy. I created a program called Conference Call. They've had 123 stations carried it. I have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy, and my son has a degree from here. My oldest daughter had spent 2 years here. They all have had successful careers. I'm extremely proud of them all in their individual marketplaces and where they are. To me, this is a highlight. Anyone that has done anything at any level to get that acknowledgement of some success that you've had has to be the crowning blow of a career. And I certainly do consider this the opportunity of a lifetime. Never have had any any indication that that would ever happen to me. I never put myself in that category of guys that have made it.